the day after we have made our batch of Cruzan Pond Salt Seasoning. Remember, our pound salt is really more herb based. All of the flavors have kind of melded together. Now, yes, you can keep this in a container in a fridge, but honestly, I don't know what the shelf life of it would be. You've got to dry this out if you really want easy use and shelf life stability, because even though you can apply it when it's fresh, see, it's still moist. So the goal is to make this something you can pull out of a bag, shake over, and rub into some meat. Our oven set to 200. That's a pretty low temperature. Part of me almost wants to drop it to 175, but I'll monitor to see how things are going. Dump your pounds. And so you just want to spread this out. You spread this out. So now it's fairly even on the cookie sheet. And what's going to happen is we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to let the oven heat, let it dry it out slowly. You are not here to cook this seasoning. So we're going to pop this in the oven at 200 degrees. We're going to keep watching it. We're going to keep watching it. We don't want anything to burn. We're simply looking to dry this out. And when this is dried out, we're going to pulse it again to break up that salt even further. We'll watch it and monitor it and try not to be seduced by the smell, because it's going to permeate your kitchen. This is drying out beautifully. Beautifully. But you still want to give it a little scooch with your hand because there's still some moisture in it. So just use your hand to sort of, pull the bottom up from under, if you will. Give it another shake. And I think we can put this back in the oven. So this, let me try to move over to the sunlight. This, I don't know if that helps. This is the final grind. Let's get up close if we can. And it looks like a lot of brown, might look like a lot of brown to you, but it's really green, like a dark green. So before I grind, remember I said I was gonna taste it, the pound seasoning, to taste it to see if anything got lost in the process. I added more chives, I added more garlic, and there were a few aromatics that I felt like needed another boost, because now that it's dry, it will stay in the foreground of the on the pound salt seasoning. Of course, you saw me putting it through this machine, and then I dumped it and sifted it, and I did that twice. How am I going to finish this pound salt seasoning? Because these salt rock chops need to be smaller. If we were in the old days, this would not make so much of a difference, because if you're gonna season up a whole entire goat, for example, you not only need this, but you need these big chunks of salt. That salt up, mashing it like this. You can get a hammer. I'm gonna try to roll. I'll be back in a moment and show you my progress. Folks, this is it. This is our finished product. This is our Cruzan rock salt seasoning. The only, as you saw, there were a few red pepper flakes there in the middle. That's my only personal addition to it. We do like a little spice or a little heat every now and again as Cruzans. And Scotch bonnet is too powerful a pepper to put into this. So I just use regular red crushed pepper flakes, not a lot, but just enough to give it a little nip at the back of the tongue. So now all I'm going to do is put this in my airtight container, and I'm going to seal it. And every time I need to reach for Cruzan flavor to put in whatever I'm cooking, all I have to do is go into my container. Now it is called salt seasoning, so you expect it to have a salt element, but we are all trying to watch our sodium. We are all trying to watch our hypertension and diabetes and water retention and kidney function. Remember, at the beginning, I started with a jar that was not quite full, maybe 3/4 of the way full. So you don't have to use all your salt. And in fact, I don't recommend that you do. I hope that your salt has come out, your seasoned salt has come out the way you wanted it to. So, number one, I suggest that if you haven't invested in that kind of tool for your kitchen, like a grinder or a little mini chopper, please get one, because it's going to come in really, really handy, and not just for chopping up spices. So I really hope that you enjoy this. This is true blue, authentic Cruzan Pond Salt Seasoning. I can just taste where this can go, and just imagine all the flavor possibilities. A little bit of work, but worth it. Thank you guys so much, and come back to Cruzan Kitchen Creations again for more recipes and instruction.